Former Florida coach Billy Napier isn't stepping away from the sidelines for the upcoming season. Instead, he's closing in on a deal to take over as the next head coach at James Madison, filling the vacancy left after Bob Chesney accepted the UCLA job. The timing couldn't be bigger for the Dukes, who enter their conference championship with a real chance at breaking into the college football playoff. If Duke pulls off an upset against Virginia in the ACC championship, James Madison could crash the playoff and become the first team from the Sun Belt to ever get in. That possibility alone has energized the fan base and raised expectations for whomever steps into the head coaching role. If the scenario plays out, it would also shut the ACC out of the playoff entirely, thanks to the system that guarantees the top conference champions a spot. With Duke unranked and carrying several losses, it would be difficult for them to leap above a one-loss James Madison team in the final rankings, so the stakes are unusually high for a program that only recently moved into the top level of college football. Napier arrives in this moment after a tough ending at Florida. He was fired mid-season with the Gators hovering below the break-even point, closing his run in Gainesville with a record just under the mark during his time there. Florida moved on quickly, eventually hiring John Sumrall from Tulane after a long month marked by a pursuit of Lane Kiffin and a rocky finish under an interim coach. But Napier's resume before Florida still carries weight. At Louisiana, he transformed the Ragin' Cajuns into one of the most consistent and dangerous teams in the Sun Belt. After a modest first season, his teams exploded into a powerhouse, winning more than 30 games over his final 3 years and dropping only a few matchups during that span. That success at a program built in a similar mold to James Madison is exactly what the Dukes hope he can recreate. And the school's track record backs up that belief. Since transitioning to the sport's highest tier, James Madison has been one of the most successful programs in the country. The Dukes have stacked wins under multiple coaches, and each of those coaches has gone on to land major opportunities. Curt Cignetti helped guide the transition and later took Indiana to consecutive playoff appearances. Bob Chesney maintained that momentum, leading the program to another 20 wins before being hired away by a Big Ten school. Now the program turns to Billy Napier, a coach who has rebuilt before and finds himself with another chance to prove his blueprint still works. The timing, the talent, and the expectations all make this a defining moment for both Napier and James Madison.